What is up, friends? It is your boy Z3Gs here, and today we are going to be bringing you guys a commentary. This was a live commentary earlier, and I was rendering the video out. It's like I want to say, let me check real quick. I think it's like, yeah, it's a long video. It's like a 16-minute gameplay. So I hope you guys do stay with me for this entire commentary, because it's going to be me going in depth on objective players and slayers, also playing selfish and then playing for your team and statistics. So a couple things we're going to talk about in this commentary. I know a lot of people don't play competitive on my channel. They just like to watch for my gameplays, my personality, and just different videos and stuff like that. But if you guys are into competitive or have ever played in competitive sports or something like that, just anything competitive, this can relate to you as well, and it's going to relate towards team-orientated sports or organized competitive events, whatever you guys are into. So, as you guys know, I am a competitive Call of Duty player, and I take it pretty seriously. And I have been playing with a lot of new people during Advanced Warfare. So I started off in Advanced Warfare as kind of like that OBJ Slayer type of role. And then as I moved on through the earlier stages of the beginning of the game, I started to take that Slayer role and just not worry about the hill as much, and just kind of focus on kills and pushing out the hills and things like that. But as I kind of progressed on with different teams and stuff, obviously, I became more tuned to actually picking up that objective role. I figured just the way I think and the way I play, it suits me a little bit more as a player, and I don't really care about stats. And that's kind of what I'm getting to, and then I'll talk about another scenario here just about objective players and stuff like that. So since I am an OBJ player, I've taken the role of not really caring about team deathmatch and stuff like that, or not team deathmatch, kill to death ratio. I don't know why I said that. Kill to death ratio. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically your ratio of how many kills per death you have, and people who have a lot of kills greater than their death, they tend to win a lot more gunfights, and that's great. That's going to help your team out a ton. But what I'm kind of getting onto the role here is players that play just for the stats and stuff like that. And it's kind of like an ego booster for people that just, I don't know, are good at the game, but they don't play smart and they don't play a team game. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about for this first part of the commentary, and then I'll get over to the objective side of this commentary and stuff like that. So for slayers and stuff, like I was talking about earlier, just playing for your team is the biggest thing you could possibly do. So a lot of people that don't really understand the game to its full capacity yet, they tend to play for themselves, it seems, a lot more, and they tend to play more selfish. I know it's such a big word for that, but they tend to play a lot more selfish and just care about going positive, getting the most kills in the lobby, dropping 40 bombs, 30 bombs, whatever map it may be, and just having a consistent kill to death ratio, which is great. I mean, if you can do that and play a team game, it's going to be very hard to beat you, because a team that can win gunfights, let's say 1.3% of the time, which is a 1.30 KDR, which is almost winning 2 gunfights a death, depending on situations and stuff. And honestly, if you can win gunfights and play as a team and just work on your rotations and hit your rotations and trades and everything like that, you're going to be a hard team to beat. But in some situations, it seems like a lot of players that try to call themselves a slayer, they play selfish. They play for themselves. They play for kills. They try to get as many kills as they can, and that's kind of all they do. Obviously, they play to win still, but there's a lot of people that just go into the games and just focus on kills and say, oh, I dropped 40 kills on so-and-so's team, or I dropped a 30 bomb, blah, blah, blah. And it's not all about that. It's about coordinating different pushes throughout hills and then getting the kills. And yes, if you win gunfights, obviously I'll take a player that wins gunfights on my team. But if they're just going to have an ego boost of just thinking that they're the best in the game because they can drop this many kills in a match, but they're still losing, is the bad part. People that play selfish still lose. And a lot of that happens to be with their ego and just having that selfish play, boosting their ego to the point where they I don't know, they get mad at themselves or even teammates, where it can be bad. And it's really hard to watch sometimes. I see it with some pro players as well, and they can kind of correct themselves a little bit because they have the best of the best OBJs or the best of the best OBJ slayers, whatever you want to call them, just roles and stuff like that to play with. And you can really see it sometimes though in pros. Just the ego is just there, and even in top amateurs you can see it for just the level they're at and how level-headed they are and selfish they play in the game and stuff. It's not going to get you anywhere. I know I'm like an amateur player right now, but it's just the simple things in Call of Duty that win you matches, and a lot of people need to focus a little bit more on those simple things to progress their team into the future and just getting better and learning team chemistry and stuff like that. So I'm kind of ranting a little bit more on the slaying side of things because that's what, I don't know, I kind of feel like happens a lot. And if say like a slayer doesn't slay as good in a match, they kind of get bashed for it. And I can see why they try to go for those kills, try to get as many kills as they can, but they honestly shouldn't care. As long as you're winning matches and not worrying about statistics, it doesn't matter, because in the end of the day, you're winning matches and you're beating kids that aren't focusing on solely a team position in the map or team position in the hard point or search and destroy or pulling flags, whatever it may be, situational wise. As long as you're doing your job, getting those gunfights that matter, and then rotating with your team, communicating, and not worrying about who's going to be the best in the lobby or who's going to have the best KD in the lobby, you'll be just fine. So that's kind of my little rant right there on just the slaying side of things. What I think can ruin some teams, just having that ego boosted to thinking that you're the best in the game and having a selfish play style and not pushing out for your team and stuff like that. So now I'm going to kind of roll on to the topic of OBJs and how they don't get as much credit as maybe the Slayers would get. So the OBJ is just as an important role as a Slayer, if not more important. The objective player, which stands for OBJ, if you guys did not know, we just call them OBJs. They probably do the most dirty work in a team for Call of Duty. And like OBJ players, they're going to pick up the flags every time. They're going to hop in the hard points and stay alive in the hard points. They're going to get the ball in uplink. They're going to play their life on the line for every kill. They're going to do whatever it takes to basically win the match for you. And whether that means going double negative, whether that means not getting a lot of kills, whether that means just putting your, I don't know, reputation on the line, I guess is a good way of putting it, because like a good analogy of it would be Nadeshot. I know Nadeshot's not, the best player in the world, but I think he's one of the best OBJs in Call of Duty. Next to TP, I think him and TP are probably one of the best couple of players that are smart and play that objective role to a T, because those guys right there are very level-headed guys. They're not boosting their egos to play selfish. They want to win. They want to win really bad, and they're going to do whatever it takes. And if that means, like I said earlier, going negative, getting in the hill more, focusing on spawns, just getting the dirty work done for your team so that they can push out for you and get points and get caps and get portal dunks, whatever the game mode is. If they're doing that dirty work and they win the match, they don't care. They're there to win. They're there to make sure that they can do whatever it is, whatever their job is to do to get that win. And I feel like OBJs don't get enough credit. Obviously, a lot of OBJ players aren't the best players, but they're smart players and they do what's best for the team and not playing for themselves. Not saying all Slayers play for themselves, but it seems like it's a bigger ego boost when you're just a main Slayer and you're focusing on kills. Not saying this to all Slayers, so don't get offended by this. I'm just saying it happens to a lot of people that are good at the game and they don't focus on team play. They focus more on individual statistics such as kills, deaths, caps, defends, whatever it may be, and it hurts your team in the long run. It really does. And I can see that from a lot of people I've played with, a lot of people I've teamed with in the past. Top top AMs I've seen streaming and pro players I've seen streaming, it just doesn't work out. Playing selfish is not going to be the way to win. It is not going to be the way to succeed with your team, and it can tear teams apart. It's really crazy. And honestly, playing selfish, like I said, it's just not going to work. You got to play for your team. You got to do everything it takes to play for your team. And whether, like I said, whether that's putting your life on the line for a kill, whether that's hopping in the hard point, doing the dirty work. And that's where the OBJ players come in. And I feel like they don't get enough credit. I feel like they aren't praised up on the team as well, because they're not up there putting up massive numbers like 30, 40, maybe 50 kills in hard points, or like however many caps in a hard point. It's all just focused on kills in Call of Duty for the most part, for slaying, and just, oh my gosh, he's amazing, he got this many kills in this game mode on this map. And I don't know, I just feel like they don't get enough credit. And I want to kind of put this point out there as well. Like, I was reading comments in videos, like I always do. I watch YouTube at night before I go to bed. I kind of study what the pro players do, the way they play the map, the way they think, the way they push out spawns, different spots and maps, just learning from them. And I read some of the comments usually in the videos, and it's all negative comments to, like, Nadeshot, obviously, because he's legitly the face of Call of Duty, America's favorite gamer, as Golden Boy calls him, or whatever. And he's just bashed. He's just bashed because he doesn't put up big numbers. He doesn't put up crazy kills. He doesn't get the best KDs. But Optic Gaming is one of those teams where they're always top 3 for the most part because of the dirty work. I think Nade puts his life on the line for almost every situation, no matter what game mode it is. He's gonna do whatever it takes to win, whether he gets a .80 KD or a .50 KD. I mean, he can go triple negative, and if they win, they win. If he gets those 4 caps in CTF, if he gets those 5 uplink portal points, whatever you want to call them, if he gets 15 captures in hardpoint and he's going negative, but he's getting the dirty work done for his team so that his slayers can move in, get the kills, push out, let Nade get in the hill, just whoever it may be, if you're the OBJ, let your slayers not do the hard work for you, but let the OBJs do the dirty work for you, and then have the slayers kind of do like the harder gunfights for you and just focus on that. And that's kind of why Optic is at the top. They're always at the top. They're always going to be at the top until I think Nade retires. And a lot of people are like, drop him, drop Nade, drop TP. They're awful. They can't put up numbers, blah, blah, blah. I mean, obviously they're not going to put up crazy numbers. They're competing with Karma, Scumpy, Crimsix, Formal, the top, 5 slayers in Call of Duty the last couple of years. I mean, they're not going to put up numbers compared to these guys that are focused on slaying, and their whole game is revolved around it. And I feel like a lot of people, first of all, don't know what they're talking about. Second of all, I feel like some of them don't play competitive Call of Duty. I'm talking about people in the comment sections, and I see in streams and stuff, just negative energy and all that stuff. And number 3, they just really don't know the strategic ability of an OBJ and stuff like that. So I don't know. Those are just my opinions, you guys. I feel like I needed to kind of rant on a little bit about this. It's been 15 minutes already. I've been going almost, or 14 minutes or so. But yeah, you guys, I just kind of felt like I needed to talk about this. I started off as a Slayer, moved on to an OBJ player later in this game, and I figured it was the better choice for me as the way I think and play in this game. Play it a little slower sometimes and just try to do the dirty work and get those nitty-gritty points, nitty-gritty plays inside any game situation. So if you guys would like me to do more commentaries, more rants on different topics, I have a bunch of them in mind, such as like I said, playing selfish I can talk about a little bit more. Also, negativity I could talk about, maybe team chemistry, also just forming your team, different tips and tricks. I can talk about all of it, you guys. So if you guys would like me to do that, I can make this like a mini series on my channel if you guys would be cool with that. Put a thumbs up on this video if you guys would like me to. Also, put down in the comment section below if you guys have played competitive, had different issues like this, like I have, or just thought about how less regarded objective players are to maybe a Slayer on your team. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think on this video, maybe this mini series that I might possibly do. So give me some feedback in the comment section below. I really would appreciate it. Share this video with your friends. Thumbs up if you did enjoy. And if you guys would like to see videos similar to this one, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. But as always, guys, this has been your boy Izzy3Gs and Brent's friends. We will see you guys later. Peace out.